I told you it was going to happen. But let's go through. You could win this DeAndre Swift jersey. All you have to do is be a subscriber. When we hit 2K, we're going to be giving it away to one of you guys. What am I talking about when I said I told you so? Well, we'll get to that point. It is one of the most crucial mistakes that beginner Dynasty owners make. And don't make that mistake. Just don't do it. And so we're going to do some redraft Dynasty stuff content. We're just going to do some football overall content here. We try to put out a video at least daily through the midweek here, or through Monday through Friday, so if you're new to the channel. Buffalo Bills, Jets, we already did Dolphins and Ravens. We thought that was kind of just a crap fest there. I mean, there's not much to talk about. Mark Andrews is always a start. Lamar's kind of always a start, even though he had a bad game. He had an okay fantasy game. And you don't trust Gaskin. Waddle in PPR is an okay play, but in standard, he just gets low yards, you could say. Gesicki had a goose even on 7 targets. That's kind of the summary of Thursday Night Football. We get into the Bills and Jets, and when you look at the Bills and Jets, 45-17. The Jets right now, the only person that you can start is Michael Carter confidently, and that's just because of volume. They're down by a lot, so he gets a lot of catches as well, and then catches are worth more than rushes. And at this point, Michael Carter's the guy. And so the Bills, on the other hand, I am now frustrated with all Buffalo. I guess Isaiah McKenzie is a running back now, it seems like. No. Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, they're done, in my opinion, for... Not done, but their dynasty value is way down low. It was already low, but it is way lower now, even for the rest of the year. It's just Josh Allen is a RB1 on that team, and they actually need a running back. They actually need Breece Hall, Isaiah Spiller. They need one of those players in 2022. Please, Buffalo, draft a good running back, because I think it would help. Just imagine if KC drafted Jonathan Taylor. How great Kansas City. We would be talking about their lull, even though I'll get to that. They did great on Sunday Night Football, but they need they need somebody, and Zach Moss is not it, and Devin Singletary is definitely not it as well. And they both have, whether it's injuries or whether it's just poor actual performance. That's my feelings on those two teams. Buccaneers, Washington, Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson is the James Conner light this year. What I mean by that is he's all touchdown based, and you're not going to get as many touchdowns, so you're going to be relying on a lot of games, of 20 rushes for 50 yards. And if they're down by a lot, you're not going to get 20 rushes. That's James Conner's workload right there. But James Conner's in a better offense. He's going to get more touchdowns. Honestly, in the rest of the year, redraft, I'm taking Conner over Antonio Gibson. Gibson is not a sell in Dynasty. They're gonna figure out their offense. Their defense, now Chase Young might have tore his ACL. That might be a concern there. But Antonio Gibson, he might actually have more. It's one of those things, he might be done with the year in January, and he might go... the recovery might be, like, you might see him get a surgery, or you might see him get a couple of these procedures done, or he might just need the rest time because he has a fractured shin. Like, he has a fractured shin and he's a running back he's piling through people. Like, that's a problem. Tom Brady had a bad game. Mike Evans did have a touchdown. Godwin kind of had a game. It's going to happen with the Bucs. It's once every 4 or 5 weeks they do this, and you just hope it's not in playoff time. Falcons, Cowboys. Oh my goodness. Falcons. Matt Ryan, burned me in a Superflex league. You burned me. I mean, I thought it was going to be 35-17, but I did not think 43-3. Cowboys, start all your Cowboys from now on. It's pretty much, that's what we said. Last week was a little bit of a concern, but Falcons, Kyle Pitts is a low tight end 1 player for the rest of the year. Buy him in Dynasty if anybody has any concerns. No Calvin Ridley, of course. Cordell Patterson is going to be the only player really that can do anything. That's about it. I would still buy Cordell Patterson in redraft, despite this poor performance of 43-3. Titans, Saints, man, Titans just they somehow they just keep winning. They keep winning against some of the best teams, whether it's Kansas City. Now the Saints are not the greatest team, but they just seem like they've gone through a stretch of all the good teams, and all of a sudden they just keep winning. So Titans, what are we doing? Ryan Tannehill's going to be a high-end QB2. A.J. Brown is going to still be a starter every week. Saints, you think of... I almost lost the name. Traquan Smith, I think, is not a starter. Harris, I think, could be a deeper sleeper. Marquise Callaway had the touchdown. try to pick your poison. I think I'm going to go with Harris. I think he is going to be he's had the best consistency, I think, as of late. If you're in a deep league and you have a desperate need for a wide receiver, that's about it. Kamara hopefully is back. Mark Ingram is definitely a high-end RB2 if Kamara is still hurt. Jaguars, Colts, Jonathan Taylor, RB1 in Dynasty and now in redraft. With the Derrick Henry injury, really it's Jonathan Taylor's show. And for somebody who is really putting Jonathan Taylor high up there, and I did get a little bit of flack of how high I was putting him up there. And I was like, I didn't think I was putting him that high up there. But, I mean, he is the RB1 of this year and the RB1 for Dynasty at this point. Impossible to probably trade for him. Michael Pittman, automatic starter. Carson Wentz had a bad game just because they rushed so well. And they just kind of played, let's try to burn the clock out as quick as possible. And they did that with rushing, and they did that with just not Carson Wentz. I'm sorry. Jaguars, James Robinson is the only starter. And dot. And so Dan Arnold is a potential deeper play, I guess. But at this point, I think just way too much inconsistency. We got a lot of games left, so I don't want to go too much into depth. Steelers and Lions, this is disappointing because, I mean, Najee Harris is an automatic start. Pat Freiermuth, disappointing game against the Lions. And T.J. Hawkinson had a 0. I had a matchup where I had Freiermuth and Hawkinson, and really it was a 3.1 to 0, and then until Freiermuth fumbled, and it was a 1.1 to 0, and it didn't matter anyways because I won the matchup, but it was just a frustrating thing that I kept debating what to do, and it came over a point. That point could have mattered though, but unless Higbee goes for like 4 touchdowns, I should be fine. And Monday Night Football is probably going to be on here soon, so I'm hoping not to hear Higbee touchdowns in the background. Lions, you're starting DeAndre Swift. Wow, he had over 30 carries. That was a great game by DeAndre Swift. But he didn't get the touchdowns because, of course, by Godwin, and I'm not going to pronounce his last name, and then Jamar Jefferson both took the touchdowns. So that's just annoying. you get somebody, and then there's no wide receivers that you trust. Patriots, Browns. Baker is not looking great, and it could be injuries, and it's unfortunate, but Dynasty, it's sad because he was probably, after his rookie year, probably in the words of, he's probably in the value of Joe Burrow but Joe Burrow took another step, and Baker has just really fallen apart his sophomore year, now his junior year. He just has not looked, is this his 4th year now? Whatever it is. It might be his 4th year, 3rd year, whatever it is. It just seems like he's been there now 3-4 years, and it just has not been good lately. And so you're starting whoever is the starting running back there, whether it's Dearness, whether it's Chubb. I would assume it's probably going to be Chubb next week. Patriots, you're starting whoever the starting running back is as well, whether it's Ramondre Stevenson or Damian Harris. And they've been scoring well. And Mac Jones has been a good quarterback for football, which I never have said that he wouldn't be. But his fantasy value, again, is not going to be great for He's not going to be great for fantasy because he has no mobility. And I don't know how many times I have to harp with that. Oh, let's get, where are we? Okay. I'm going to skip to a game because I want to talk about the biggest mistake that Dynasty owners make. And I have to do it every single day. I'm going to make a video every single day. It's going to be the Seahawks and Packers game. 17-0. Seahawks didn't look good. DK's fine. Russ will be a high-end QB2. It's fine. Packers have actually had decent defense the last couple weeks. Aaron Rodgers is a start, just a bad week. Devontae start. And now let's get to the running backs. And I tell people, and they're the same darn owners that own other veterans that get hurt. You have 26-year-old Aaron Jones. Does he have a lot of value? Last week? Yes. 2 weeks ago? Yes. But when you are a team that is out of playoff contention and you need a rebuild, there was a team offering 2 firsts for Aaron Jones. 2 firsts. And they didn't take it. They said, we want more. We want more. I was like, you are a team that needs to get picks. I understand that people don't like 2022 picks. They rather have 2023 picks. Know what you can do? Trade 2022 picks for 2023. Or you just take your 2022 picks and it's a higher end draft. It's a smaller, narrow gap draft class. Doesn't mean it's a bad draft class. No draft class, I just shouldn't say no. Lots of draft classes we think are bad, 2019, end up actually being okay draft classes. Yeah, Jacobs, Sanders, David Montgomery, like those running backs are still okay. You have A.J. Brown, Marquise Brown, like those guys have still been doing well. And yeah, you get the bust like N'Keal Harry and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, but so so frustrating. So frustrating. This owner, 2-8, whatever, 2-1-7, still holds on to Aaron Jones, and now Aaron Jones gone for a week or two. We have our trade deadline in T-minus like 10 days. What are you going to do? That value that you could have gotten with Aaron Jones is now plummeted. The guy who offered 2 first is like, no, I don't want to offer 2 first now. I need a running back, and I don't know if I'm competing for playoffs. I need a running back now. So now they're turning into another team that is struggling. Zeke needs to be traded. I understand that Zeke may theoretically look like he has a ton of value, and you might want more from Zeke, but you are a team that is, again, trying to, lose because you can get a better draft pick. Not trying to lose, but you get it. Strategically tanking. You just got to do it. You got to make trades. You may not get like 100% of your value. You get 80-90% of your value. It's better than 50% because tomorrow, like Zeke has already been bagged up. Tomorrow, I mean Robert Woods. I had Robert Woods. Boom, ACL. Tomorrow or any other day, Zeke could get hurt in practice and boom, all that value is gone. And now you are another year of Zeke. Now Zeke's 27 or whatever, and now you have less and less value. And now people start thinking, oh, is he Todd Gurley? Is he David Johnson? Is the cliff hit? All right. That's my rant. You like my rant? I hope you like it. All right, we're going to speed through some of these. Vikings, Chargers, Kirk, again, QB middle. He's actually been pretty good end of QB1, like QB12. And he's been actually pretty well. You're starting Jefferson. Thielen is, you're starting Cook. You're going to start Thielen just because I think he is a decent option. Keenan Allen, you're starting. Mike Williams, you're starting. Eckler, you're starting. Herbert, you're starting. You're just starting those Chargers, and you're gonna go through the ups and downs and the roller coasters there. Cardinals, you're starting Connor, and you're starting a healthy Kyler and a healthy Nuke when they get back. If not, but Christian Kirk is the play. Panthers, Christian McCaffrey, amazing. I mean, really. DJ Moore, frustrating. Right now, I don't know who they play next week, but he might be a bench. We'll get to it, and so we'll get to it. Eagles, Broncos. Eagles, you're starting Hurts because that's what you do. I won a $5 bet against my dad. The projected points was 1.4 more for Howard versus Scott. And I picked Scott and he picked Howard. And I believe I won that bet. I'll have to check the tape. But I'm pretty sure it was close. I'm not starting any Eagles running back still. Because they all are a mess. And so Eagles, Devontae Smith is sneaking into more of a play. He's a buy low. If you haven't in redraft, do it now. Broncos, they need a new quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is just frustrating. I have Sutton in some, I have Judy in some, and they all are frustrating. And so you're playing them, but you're just hoping. You're hoping. This has been 2 bad weeks in a row for that team. You're hoping for betterness. You're hoping for it gets better. Chiefs, Raiders. Raiders, you're starting Carr, kind of in that same kind of mid QB2, has a chance. Brian Edwards, no. Waller, yes, you're still going to keep starting him. And Chiefs, you're starting your Chiefs. And not probably CEH. I know, I just grabbed the pool ball. I was like, oh, hey, look what I found on my pool table. That is it. I think that's it. Whew. All right, just under 14 minutes. All right, this is Marcus with Dynasty Dads. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now turn up.